Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sir Dinga and welcome to day 3 of Nostalgia Calendar. Playing something very out there, like for example, some people may have heard of the Ghostbusters game, like the Mega Drive game. You know, just, okay, we've heard of it, we haven't played it, but whatever, we know it exists. A lot of people will know about Spyro 3. The amount of people who know about Road Trip Adventure is probably very minimal. To summarize, I came into contact with this game because, basically, when I was younger, I had, like, as most people did, I had a Game Boy, I think it was a Game Boy SP, a Game Boy Advance SP even, not a Game Boy SP, I had a Game Boy Advance SP. And as is the case when you've got a Game Boy Advance SP, you need games. So my parents bought me a bunch of games, one of which was Gadget Racers. Now I remember Gadget Racers, it was fun, it was very fun for what it was. It was basically, it was like a racing game, except you could add like different things to your cars and change your car's appearance, make them quicker and this, that and the other. I didn't quite understand why it was called Gadget Racers, considering you didn't really attach gadgets to your car. And then I remember I was walking around a supermarket one day, I think it was Morrison's, and I was just, you know, minding my own business, and I looked out the corner of my eye and all I saw was Gadget Racers for the PS2. Now, I was like, what the hell, Gadget Racers for the PS2, why, how is this a thing? So I ended up buying it, it was about £7, and it was basically, it was a gadget race. Jeez, fuck, shit, fuck. Okay. Fuck, I didn't even realise how loud that would be. But yeah, so I bought Gadget Racers for the PS2. And then I played it, and I loved it because it actually had gadgets in. For example, like you could turn your car into a boat, you could turn your car into a submarine, this, that and the other. Cool shit like that. And then I found out about Road Trip Adventure, which was supposed to be like a predecessor to it. So I bought that as well, and that was a lot of fun, which is what we're playing now. Hang on. This is all isn't important. This is just right. To summarize, this game is what's known as in Japan as a fucking loud game. Fuck. Sorry. Stop changing parts. No. Okay. Sweet mother of God. Give me a second. I understand you can see everything. Hopefully I can change how loud this game is. Oh, fucking hell, that hurts. Oh my God. Oh, that's so much better. Right. So yeah, this is just a game where literally the entire point of the game is it's what's known as a CarPG in Japan. The entire point of the game is you just drive around, you race, and things like that. You gain money from races, and then you spend it on a variety of things. Let's go to this thing. Hello, and welcome to our quick pick shop. Do you want to take a picture? Yes. So basically, there's like number 5 is located behind Mr. Wolf's house, which is to the west. Right. So basically, if you find the first quick pick shop, like you find the first quick pick shop and then it tells you where the second quick pick shop is. I think there's like 120. This game is fucking packed with shit to collect. Like I wish I was joking, I'm really not. Like right, to kind of summarize, I'll break for a second. There are 7 gems you need to collect. Can't remember them all off the top of my head. I think one of them is opal, one of them is topaz. 7 gems you need to collect. I think there's about 12 fast travel locations. At one point you get your own city you need to populate with random people from the world. In fact, as an example, you see that guy driving around like the crane thing over there? I'll bump into him. But yeah, there's a guy going around with a crane on his butt, like he's like a tow truck. Not even a joke. Newman. Oh no, it's James. Near the river in Peachtown, there's a huge peach tree. Its peaches are okay. Right, let's Right, let's talk to, I can't remember his name. But yeah, Gonzo. Right, so he wants to open a Q's factory, for example. There is a town called literally there's a city called My City. You are the mayor of My City. And the aim for you is just to find a bunch of people who want to open shops and help them open it. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. That's all it is. And like you find it and there's like 30 different shops I think can open there. You get your own room which you can customize by finding wallpapers and the like. You can get abducted by aliens at one point. You race to earn money, which you can then spend on better parts to make yourself a better racer. There's like 300 Q coins, I think, or some ridiculous amount like that. And the entire point is literally just you drive. Like it's literally it is just a road trip. The map is huge. At one point, in order to get to another island, you have to literally drive through the sea. Welcome. Do you want a new body? Yeah, let's have a look. What body would I like? I think I'm gonna go for the James Bond retro thing. And we'll drive back to Q's store to get ourselves some stuff. But yeah, so you basically slowly upgrade yourself, slowly earn more money, and then at the end of it, you get to go to Dreamland. I think is what it's called. Actually, I think it is what it's called, Dreamland. I think that's probably copyright problems. But yeah, the interesting thing is going to Dreamland allows you to basically race what is known as the car president. And the car president is looking for someone to replace him because he can't be president anymore. He just can't take it. So he's looking for someone to replace him. And and you can get other people to join your other racers to join your team and all sorts. And it's just, for what it is a phenomenally like it's not action packed. It's a phenomenally packed game full of all sorts of shit. And I'm just like, what? Why? Because you know, my instinct is car RPG. That sounds like a parody. But nope, it is packed full of shit. So we've got a Peach Raceway now. I think there's about 12 tracks. I think there's a track per place. There's a track per city. I know that much. Also, the bin wagon is always at the back. That's even in Gadget Racers. That's even in Gadget Racers. Road Trip Adventure, no different. The garbage truck is always at the bottom. Come on, you fucks. I will overtake you and I will win. I didn't change my body, I just realized. Thankfully, the good thing is the body does not change anything. So you could literally drive around with the biggest... You could drive around with a garbage wagon with the engine of a Ferrari if you really want to. And because of the fact that it doesn't really affect anything, you're okay, you can do that. So you got to do 3 laps. There's always like a distinct kind of lead thing. It's like you can tell who's going to win because of the fact that they always win. Like for example, that blue car, that will always win no matter what. But thankfully, the beautiful thing is like the races are more focused around less, let's rubber band. It's more, let's actually focus on slowly upgrading each of the cars as well as the car you're driving. So for example, the car in front of me is ever so slightly more upgraded. So if I upgrade myself a little bit more, I will, I'll basically be better than it. But because of the fact that it's ever so slightly upgraded, it will overtake me on certain sections. Like for example here, it will probably overtake me. Oh no, it's too far behind now. I'm actually gonna win this race. Holy shit! But like the reason it's so odd is because of the fact that, like, yes, it's brilliantly done because of the fact that, like, for example, like I said, the racers will all have parts that match the skill level they should be at. So for example, the first race you ever do, everyone is just like, the 2 guys in front of you are just a little bit better, so it's all down to whether you've upgraded yourself at all, which the majority of players won't have. They'll be like, oh well, I want to race, I came here to race. And it's so bizarrely cool. Like, it's just something. I got 100, so then I can use this money. I can use this money to drive around town. and I will go and collect some new parts. Now, the beautiful thing is you don't, like, for example, let me pause. So there's radio stations and all that. The radio is not a high quality thing at all. I think if I were to play this game myself, I'd probably make my own radio station to kind of play in the background while I drive around. But like, for example, look at the warp points. There are no warp points right now. The reason for this is because of the fact that obviously you need to explore. It's a lot like Skyrim in that regard. You need to explore and find places to fast travel to before you can fast travel. I'll upgrade that. Oh yeah, you also need to upgrade lights. There's certain things you need to upgrade. You can change a meter as well. I'm gonna buy a new meter because I feel like it. So there's a bunch of stuff that isn't necessary to upgrade, but because of the fact that you're going to be driving around a lot, sometimes it's going to be nighttime, sometimes it's going to be daytime. You're going to want to upgrade your stuff, so for example you have better lights and things like that. Interestingly enough as well, there is also... let me get that digital meter, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there is petrol in this as well. So, it changes obviously the location depending on which meter you've gotten, but you see now I've got that E thing with the 1 above it. So like that's, yeah, changes and this and that and the other obviously. Oh damn it, I forgot to change. I'll just warp there. But yeah, so if you run out of petrol, you don't fully stop, you just slow down dramatically. But yeah, so in order to get your petrol back, all you have to do is drop into a Q's factory. Also, spending some time in the Q's factory will pass by time, like it has now. Obviously, there is paint shops, so you can go and customize people. I'm gonna have a green and purple car, because I can. Actually, I should probably... I don't want green at all on the bottom because I want it to be... I want it to be purple. I'm an idiot. It's okay. There we go. And now I can change the wheel as well. I'll change it to light blue. There we go. My boys' colours. So yeah, you can also paint all the chassis, and the brilliant thing is once you paint the chassis, they stay that colour. So you can buy multiple copies of the same chassis, I believe, and have them do different colours, and you can collect them. Now, the interesting thing is, as you can see, I can get up here, and I got that Q coin. And there's a bunch of little mini quests around the place, like, let's see if I can find an example. And I think certain events take place at different times, things like that. Oh well, we'll go on an adventure. I feel like driving. But yeah, as you can see, like yes, it looks barren right now. But like there's certain quests, for example, one of the quests you can next to Fuji City, right? Fuji City. But yeah, there's a quest you need to do where a character is basically he's lost and you need to take him home. And there's like a Thomas the Tank Engine playset in there. And it's like, Japan, this is not okay. You can't do that. It's like, I don't give a fuck. You think I care? I don't care. And you get like bonus points for exploring. Obviously there is the road you can stick to just to get from A to B, get wherever you want to go. However, there's also like 700 different places you can explore. So allow me to demonstrate. So you see this beach. Everything's nice on the beach. You know, everything's great. I went to space. The physics are okay in this game. They can be a little off. But for example, you know, I'm just driving. And eventually, like, I will say the draw distance in this game is not fantastic. Draw distance is kind of shit. To be fair, you wouldn't be able to see this brightly in day anyways. There are a lot of problems with this game, but it's like one of those games that's charming in how great it is. But yeah, so I've been driving for about maybe 2 minutes. As you can see, my petrol gauge is running down a little bit. I've got plenty of time. I think you get like to 3 cities without actually filling up again. But, like, so for example, I'm just gonna drive straight past here. The bridge has recently been opened, so people are celebrating. As you can see, there's this yellow thing in front of me. That's one of the gems you have to collect. There's 7 of them. If you could not, Beth, that'd be great. But yeah, so you get, like, some of the quests you get given at the start of the game are some of the hardest ones, so they give you initiative so that, like, yes, I finally completed it, now to actually return back to the base town that has, like, the least parts, the least body parts, body shop and stuff like that. Can you go into these? No, you can't. No, you can't. But yeah, I don't know why. It's one of those charming games. So like, here, we'll drive here. Alright, and then we just drive across the bridge. Now it is taking about 4 minutes of driving to get to the next location, which is Fuji City. Fuji City, I keep on saying Fuji, I apologise. But yeah, it takes like 5 minutes to get to Fuji City. Currently travelling 190, 200 kilometers per hour. I'm gonna change something real quickly. Settings. That's only controller settings. I wanted to change it so I actually had miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour, but I can't do that. Hell of a power slide. Almost worked. So yeah, there are a bunch of side quests, and I mean that's the beautiful thing is you don't get them logged, so it's a matter of actually remembering what you've got to do. Let's race here. Now I will warn you, Temple Raceway. It has some, the music's catchy for the first 3 times you hear it, but the length of the track means you hear it about 5 times. Yep, there we go. Fuck off. Thank you. Oh yeah, and this is the same track where everything gets messed up. Like, players who are supposed to be in first place will always be, will end up like mid-place. Like, down the ranks. And players who are supposed to be like mid-place will end up like last, and last place will end up first, and it just, none of it makes sense, but because of the fact that there's so much shit to avoid, all this happens all the time. Like, this one courtyard will mess everyone up. Like, people go flying in every direction. And the best part is, it's like, you see the racers and you're like, oh, they're my competition, but you meet the racers outside of the races and you can actually become friends with them and ask them to join their team, join your team. It's like, great, that's awesome. You can change their parts and everything so you can make them better or worse depending on what you'd prefer. Whoever the higher ranking your entire team is, the more money you get. Sometimes it's quite fun to take the literal shittest members and just give them really cool upgrades. It's like, yeah, you thought... Remember like, I don't know, you know that meme where it's like, remember this guy, or this is him now, feel old yet? Yeah, that you can basically do that, it's great. See, like, the guy who's supposed to be in second place is in, like, 4th. I don't even know who's in first. Just stop. Just stop in the corner. Oh, it's a very bizarre game, but if you have the time to check it out, Road Trip Adventure. I don't know what it was called. I think it had I know it had a different name in America. I don't know what though. I think it was actually called Gadget Racers in America or something. Nailed it. Mate, you're supposed to be so much further back, it's not even funny. Following the racing line. Oh, and he overtakes. He's in first. Come on. I got it. I got this. I just gotta believe. So far ahead. Because the beautiful thing is it treats the AI like it's separate players. So it's not like, oh, well, you're miles behind, let's rubber band you and make you catch up to make that race more intense. No. The racers are just generally upgraded each race to make it more and more difficult. Which is something I love, because I kind of think rubber banding, I understand why, but it's so stupid. It's like, oh, look, here's this racer that was losing this race. Now he's suddenly not losing the race. What do you do? It's like, come on. And there are shortcuts on tracks as well. Save you a bunch of time. Yep, I won first. Nice. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this to anyone who's like, if anyone's ever into like those weird games where they're just like, why is this a game? Then yeah, play this. First place, 800 ding. It was great. Alright, let's drive around town. Now I'm just gonna ignore like all the other stuff and just go to the next track and things like that, because I have no reason not to. But like, you can just drive into anyone and have a conversation. Doesn't matter who they are. And there's a bunch of mini games on the map as well you can do. Like ski jumping is one, I think, if I remember correctly. And there's a bunch of like, it's not necessarily hidden towns, it's just towns you don't have to go to. But they're there. I'm trying to drive off, but it just won't let me. That car just fucking killed itself. It doesn't matter how many times I try, I can just never die. How do I get out of this town? That's the question. I think it's this way. I remember there being like one long road for you to leave. This was not it. I was lied to. Obviously you can go underwater, even though your car would end up dying. So in other words, don't try this shit. Where's the exit point? There it is. Now don't get me wrong, again, this game isn't perfect, but it's one of those games I think I remember playing when I was younger and it being like, oh my god, this game, I spent like hours on this game. I spent far longer than I should have. The radio, I think, only has like 4 songs, and I have listened to these 4 songs to death, and I'm still not entirely sick of them, and I don't know why. Next city. That's what it said, right? It did say next city. Yeah, it does, because I remember there being fences and boxes next to the exit to the next city. can't remember what the next city is. I think it's the Las Vegas one. There's a Las Vegas one. Oh, this is my city. But yeah, now we get on like a full-on motorway, and this takes like a 10-minute drive. I think they should have introduced some sound options, like for example, this loud engine humming would probably get annoying after a while. Also, this is a PS2 game. Why is the audio so low quality? Like the music is so low quality. I got an itchy face and I'm trying to drive at the same time. Crashes and dies, just blows up on the spot. But yeah, so it's bizarre. Right, and here's where you'd kind of get off to go to my city. But I'm just gonna ignore that for now because we're ready to do a series on this. It's not really that important that you see it before I actually work on it. What's this saying? Sand Palace, that was it, Sand Palace. It's basically Las Vegas. You can't name my city, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's just called my city. But like, I'm just gonna quickly show you something. Like, look at the map. The beautiful thing is, the map doesn't show you where the roads are, it just shows you where you need to go. So you can go wherever you can figure out where to go. Like, I don't even know where the initial city we started in was. But it was not, like, I think we've travelled quite a bit distance since then. Sand Palace, Chestnut Canyon. I want to go to Sand Palace. So, I'm gonna exit. Travel straight through that, I'm not gonna question it. Also, there's like a mini mart place where, like, if you drive through it, there's like parts, body shop, it's a picture thing, I think, and I think that's where you go to hand in your Q coins as well. But the great thing is you can't put down waypoints or anything, so it's like you're actually driving, like you just. Alright, this road was accident. This road was an entirely an accident, had to be. It was put here and it should not have been. But so basically, like, you'll be driving and it's like, oh well, I just know this place so well, I know where to find these locations. And it's just like, it's great, I don't know how else to describe it. This is not a good thing. It's a bad road, bad. I think it was supposed to drive somewhere, but I'm not sure where. I think they just left it. Look, there's pyramids. Why not? And they're all glass pyramids as well. We'll find Q's location and call it an episode, I think. Also, there's a football minigame here. Hello, friendo. Too low, way too low. Why are there such low buildings everywhere? I want to climb a tall building. There's nothing like that here. I've made up my mind. I'm going to build the world's tallest tower. Is there a place where such a tower would be appreciated? Basically, he just wants to build a tall tower and throw himself off it. Good shit, my boy. Here's that thing. Say Q. Q's Factory. Hey, what's up? What do you want to do? Let's... you know what? We can go. We could maybe just have a look at the race. Desert Raceway. Let's have a look at Desert Raceway. Come on. But yeah, so like, yes, it does look a bit barren at times, but so long as you can kind of accept that, it is one of those games that just drags you in, you end up playing like a lot of it. Or at least it was for me. In fact, I think I remember this track. Right. Anyways, I'm gonna call that there because I don't... Ranking. Oh, cool. Like, I forgot about this. You can actually see, like, where you can find all of the characters and stuff like that. So, like, for example, you know, like, Gump or whatever his name is in my city, Klein is in Peachtown, Martin is in Sandpolis, etc, etc. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching. My name has been Sir Dinga. Leave a like if you're enjoying Nostalgia enjoying Nostalgia Calendar if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to become a true sir and keep up to date with everything that I post. Good day, and I'll see you next time.